as some people, it seems as if we're not even mindset at all.
Plenty finger pointing don't happen after the elections, especially after this dialogue man.
It meets the needs of the people, or now the challenge and the way the people then look forward to for a solution.
Where did the billionaires come into the country? Instead of them paying 0%, they will pay 5% on the value.
Because the oil those South Salome they want a two tax. And a two tax that they use for run the states.
But what is inside these budgets, we see there is going to be room for macroeconomic stability.
it seems as if we're not even mindset at all.
Plenty finger pointing don't happen after the elections, especially after this dialogue mark.
It meets the needs of the people, or the challenge and the way the people then look forward to for a solution.
Where did the bring West come into the country? Instead of them paying 0%, they will pay 5% on the value.
Because the only place South Sudan they want a two tax, and a two tax that they use for run the states.
But what is inside these budgets, we see there is going to be room for macroeconomic stability.
As people, it seems as if we're not even mindset at all.
Plenty finger pointing don't happen after the elections, especially after this dialogue mark.
It meets the needs of the people, or the challenge and the way the people then look forward to for a solution.
Where did the bring West come into the country? Instead of them paying 0%, they will pay 5% on the value.
Because the only place South Sudan they want a two tax, and a two tax that they use for run the states.
But what is inside these budgets, we see there is going to be room for macroeconomic stability.
As people, it seems as if we're not even mindset at all.
Plenty finger pointing don't happen after the elections, especially after this dialogue mark.
It meets the needs of the people, or the challenge and the way the people then look forward to for a solution.
Where did the bring West come into the country? Instead of them paying 0%, they will pay 5% on the value.
Because the only place South Sudan they want a two tax, and a two tax that they use for run the states.
But what is inside these budgets, we see there is going to be room for macroeconomic stability.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to another edition of Wan On Wan, where they come to you live on Liberty Online TV. Now we different platform them now the social media. We there on Facebook, Liberty Online TV. We there on YouTube. We there on the website www.libertyonlinetv.com. You also they get we on X, we have been former Twitter, and also we there on Instagram. Follow we and like as your contribution for support Liberty Online TV. Me na Mabel Kabawe they bring this edition of Wan On Wan come to una, and I dey say good evening. Well, now this edition of Wan On Wan we they can talk about politics. It's a special focus on the implementation of the agreements for national unity where the government of Salon together with the All People's Congress APC party been signed after a dialogue where them be get for sake concern them where the APC been raised after the June elections based that them been dissatisfied with the results. Well, after that particular dialogue, the 3 days dialogue we've been taking where the international community 7 days salon for talk to the APC and the government. Then two party away na the APC and government be signed to one agreement we get 8 points them most of them be greasy. Then go do them thing and they for let them go promote national unity in a salon. And today na the program for let we can talk about this agreement and the implementation so far. I want to introduce to Una and welcome with studio guests we na Thomas Dixon and a social commentator and a journalist. Good evening and welcome to Wan On Wan.
Good evening. Thank you very much.
Well, as I don't tell the viewers them, today we can talk about this agreement for national unity where government and APC been signed. But quickly before they come talk to Thomas, let's just take on through the agreements. The first point na the resolution where government and the APC been signed. Then we talk say the president, Dr. Julius Madabio, for make an address, national address, also for talk about dialogue, unity, cohesion and peace. Now, been the first thing landing at the agreement, and we see the president's been doing immediately after the 3 days dialogue been done. The second point at the agreement, then see the APC for end the decision where they be take, so they not take part in government. Then for go back into governance, and we see the APC they don't implement that part of the agreement. The third point, now follow the president in consultation with the APC. Get a consultative cross-party committee. We see they don't set up that, they don't launch the setting up of that committee, then the committee be don't begin for do them work. We then now at the fourth point of the agreement. When are they we don't see after the November 26 incident will be happening. We don't see a pause, whether or not then they go before for implement within this agreement. We not get any clear picture yet as a nation. The fourth point say the party them, when are the APC and governments, they all don't dialogue and don't agree say governments for left political prisoners them. The fifth point, they talk about the both party them, when are the APC and governments for agree for let the two party them get inter-party dialogue framework between the APC and SLPP and other political party them. The sixth point say both then party also for work for let them go bring back the relationship where for the between the sitting president, the past presidents and past vice presidents and other political leader them, then party business for come back to life. And the seventh point, then say the government of Salon and the APC party for strictly condemn all citizens, whether in the country or out of the country, where they incite and talk bad to them, where not they bring peace in the country. Then say the two parties then for agree for condemn them citizens in the. And the last point say the two parties then for take action for sure say them committed for implement everything they inside this national unity agreement with them been signed. Like I've been telling now. Now the third point, they don't implement 3 parts panam. The number 4 points now they we see the God on the we say the governments for left political prisoners them and all other people where them be don't arrest or they intimidate for seeker politics business. Well, we see this BNTM between representative from the APC and that of the government, then our social media, they talk to themselves. We not see any position where they go put clearly whether or not they want to continue this peace talk and this agreements. That means me come to Thomas Dixon, where now we guest for this net for let we talk about this issue. But before we go into the details, I don't talk about the 8 things and wait inside the agreement because plenty people be there, no more agreements. They're not be no waiting then 2 people here go sign to win our government and the APC. Firstly, you're not a social commentator and a journalist. You don't follow the APC and the SLPP politics for a very long time. Just describe for we first this 8 points agreement where they call agreements for national unity. How you go describe them? It is speak to issues them where for bring unity in the country on a just a win-win situation for the government and the APC then they go sign to.
First of all, I think it's very sad that we end an election and we end up with a dialogue instead of we use the channels. For example, go to the court and challenge election results. if we think, say, we feel aggrieved. But as a nation, we decide, say, we forgo to a dialogue and we for do some compromise. And for that dialogue, then that compromise, they will not even initiate. We even initiate time. It has to be initiated by people from other parts of the world, the ECOWAS, the Commonwealth, and I think say it bad. And when you look at some point in the communique, they look at the focus on the individual interests of both political parties. Like for example, you say the political parties, and they say them for pay members of parliament, they even do we they no work for the past 2 months and for pay them, which I think say that is they send good signal to the country. And we also see a situation wherein all man forget about the law. Like for example, let us go and challenge this thing in court. All man forget about rather we come with compromise points then, like for let the two parties then with the dialogue, for release political prisoners, prisoners of the civil, or we involved in civil protest. So for me, I think say it's more has to do with the individual interests of the party than what people are interested in, because what we're interested in as Sierra Leoneans, we're interested in peace, we're interested in development, things and they will for look at for example, the health sector, for example, the electricity sector, we for developing rather than this boku palava, afaf palava or they get in the political sector. But again, when the leadership of a country, they get small palava, they affect all other sectors. So I think say for me, it is good that we don't reach to them point here, and I hope say the point that we don't reach to, we go be sincere enough. Those who are involved will be sincere enough for ensure say they implement them.
So as a nation, like how you self don't say, if we been better, let the one we not glad they go na court, go sort an issue, than bring a whole nation to still say, oh, we're not able to take part in governance because I'm not satisfied with outcome of election. As a nation, we see say the agreements for let the two parties, them government and the APC meet, take a twist after the APC party, some member them begin allege say the leader, when Dr. Samora Kamara, we been seen up as presidential candidates at that particular election day, been get a secret meeting with President Bio, where even in executives say they not be even know where they go that meeting day. Then just notice that twist they happen after all the tinap them the tinap wrong, then come back soft in the ground, say no, we don't agree with them people here. Let we go back, go to the drawing board, let we meet with them, let we sit down, let we talk. Because initially, then be said they're not even sit down with government. Then don't put them foot down, say they don't want. Are these people genuine, fighting a cause for Sierra Leoneans or for themselves?
Well, I think say it clearly don't show say the people are fighting a cause for themselves, because first of all, the laws of Sierra Leone are very clear. When you are aggrieved in election, you take 7 days, you go to court, go to Supreme Court, challenge the election results. And we see inside the APC being taking radical departure from that, and then we see then they advise, they take part in governance, in all forms of governance, and parliament, local council, and so on and so forth. We to an extent it affect the early governance structure of the states after the election. So for let them come back again, and at the SSF we be see they need to take part in governance, and then come back again and see no, we don't get discussion with the ruling party, and they are willing to implement certain things. And in the course of the things they wouldn't tell the supporters, particularly the APC, some of the things that they wouldn't tell the supporters is wrong. Like, for example, we come by a dialogue, we could overturn the election, which some of us know that the dialogue will not overturn the election. The only competent body for overturn or annul election is alone the court of law. So in that aspect, the APC as a political party, their political leaders don't communicate clearly to them people. Then deceive a lot of them people. Say, this communique, they can't go and so. And we see even at the communique, at the first day of the communique, whereas the government moral guarantor winner David Moina Senge been very, very much open up and peaceful. We still cite the statement of the ruling, the opposition, leader, Dr. Samuel Kamara, been very much confrontational, radical, revolutionary, to the point that some of us begin for asking, hey, are we, after the 3 days, are we going to meet to a conclusion? But at the end of the day, we see after this post will be the smile, a smiling posse, will be very tough. At the end of the 3 days, we should say a very smiling, a smile, a laugh. Why is it the sign some of the communique? So for me, I think say the political players, they are not honest. They know the truth. And I think one or two people in the APC be advised them. One person have been Joseph Ejiyal Kamara will be advising. All of these things is not important. Let us go to the court. We see in Nigeria, where Peter Obi lost election. He go to the court. He challenged the election at the Supreme Court. And although he not been get what he wants, there are times when you go to court, you know, get what you want. But some of these things we don't come out to the court go say, okay, you don't have what you want, but let we put for recommendation for future election, like how NEC could be open up, how they could be transparent, particularly the tabulation stage, because we know say the international community, particularly the European Union Observer Mission, being focused. Say the election in problem have been the tabulation stage, which I guess so many transparency not been there, so many opaque activities that made around the tabulation of the result. At the end of the day, they also say the election results not realistic, meaning the percentage where both political parties get not realistic. So sometimes the courts will be not annul the result, but we keep on doubting our institutions. The APC, if they can't today, na power. Most of the judges in the court, they get for appoint them, and they get for promote some of them judges that day, and they get for appoint chief justice. People, we have to trust the judiciary. Even in the United States of America, people in the judiciary, they are appointed by the president. The only thing is that when they go approve them, then they scrutinize them well. And in fact, in America, we are the father of democracy, when they appoint judges at the Supreme Court, then they know the views of the judge, particularly. Then they say this judge na a liberal judge, this judge na a conservative judge. And not mean say because you think say a particular judge is friendly to the APC or is friendly to the SLPP, you no go look at the law. To them na the law na in matter. So for me, I think say